Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Baher Fuad, and the subject today is understanding the hadith saying of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ when he said, "Man naffasa an muslimin kurbatan min kurab ad-dunya, naffasa Allahu anhu kurbatan min kurab yawm al-qiyamah." Whoever relieves the difficulty or distress of a Muslim in this life, Allah will relieve his distress or difficulty on the Day of Judgment. وَمَنْ يَسَّرَ عَلَى مُعْسِرٍ فِي الدُّنْيَا يَسَّرَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. And whoever relieves the difficulty of a person who has difficulty paying his debt or forgives his debt, Allah will make it easier for him both in this life as well as in the hereafter. وَمَنْ سَتَرَ عَلَى مُسْلِمٍ فِي الدُّنْيا سَتَرَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ فِي الدُّنْيا وَالْآخِرَةِ. And whoever covers the faults and protects a Muslim in this worldly life, Allah will protect him and covers him and not shame him on the Day of Judgment. وَاللَّهُ فِي عَوْنِ الْعَبْدِ مَا دَامَ الْعَوْنُ أَوْ مَا كَانَ الْعَبْدُ فِي عَوْنِ أَخِيهِ. Allah will continue to help his servant as long as the servant is helping his brother. أخرجه مسلم, Abu Dawood and Tirmidhi. So the important concept in this hadith are, number one, Allah helps us as long as we are helping other people who need our help. Second, helping other people takes several forms. Sometimes a person is going through difficult time or distress, and sometimes he has difficulty paying his debt, and sometimes he has some faults, and rather than expose his faults and humiliate him or shame him, we protect him and cover him up. Now, regarding helping other people, this help could be relieving a difficulty or a distress a person is suffering. Maybe it is financial distress, and if we help him, Allah is well aware of what we are doing, as long as our motivation is to help the one needing our help. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, ما من يوم يصبح فيه العباد إلا ملكان ينزلان فيقول أحدهما اللهم أعطي منفقا خلفا ويقول الآخر اللهم أعطي ممسكا تلفا. Every morning 2 angels come down, and one of them says, "O Allah, give the person who is giving in charity and helping others a replacement for his money." And the other angel says, "O Allah, the person who is withholding and not helping others while he has the means to help them, then destroy whatever money he has." Now, helping others, relieving their distress, is an essential part of faith. Faith is not just rituals of worship like prayer, fasting, or zakah. It is everything that we do in our life as long as our motivation is good and what we do is good deeds that are helpful to other people. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا أَتَوْا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ أَنَّهُمْ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ رَاجِعُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ وَهُمْ لَهَا سَابِقُونَ. And those who approach everything they do with the understanding and realization that one day they will be brought back before Allah to account for whatever they have said and whatever they have done, this feeling and understanding prompts him to hasten in all good deeds without even being asked. The goal of worship is to attain taqwa. يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. O people, worship and serve your Lord who created you and those before you in order that you may attain taqwa, righteousness, goodness, piety. The second, relieving the distress, is وَمَنْ يَسَّرَ عَلَى مُعْسِرٍ يَسَّرَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. To relieve the distress of a person not being able to pay his debt, because debt sometimes causes great difficulty and we feel like we are imprisoned by our debt. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. And the Prophet, and in the Quran في Surah Al-Baqarah, وَإِنْ كَانَ ذُو عُسْرَةٍ فَنَظِرَةٌ إِلَى مَيْسَرَةٍ وَأَنْ تَصَدَّقُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. If the person having difficulty in paying his debt, then give him time, and if you forgive his debt, it is better for you if you only knew. Chapter 2 in the Quran. Prophet Muhammad related to us the story of a man. During his accountability, he was asked, did you do anything good? He said, I used to tell those working for me to give time for the person having difficulty in paying his debt, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did forgive that person. Now, another way of helping is not exposing the faults of another human being, rather shield him, protecting him, and covering him. Such a person that does that has a big heart, and he does not want other people to be humiliated or shamed. In contrast, some people have no problem in humiliating others or shaming them, and sometimes even find delight in doing such a thing. On the tongue of Prophet Abraham, في سورة الشعراء, chapter 26 in the Quran, وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ يُبْعَثُونَ يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Do not shame me on the day they will be resurrected, the day that neither money or children will avail except the person who comes to Allah with a sound heart. And the last important concept in this hadith is that as long as we are helping other people who need our help, Allah will continue to help us with His guidance, forgiveness, mercy, and blessings. Prophet Muhammad said, مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِّن صَدَقَةٍ. Whoever gives charity, this charity will never decrease his money. And the Quran states in Surah Saba, chapter 34, وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. Whatever you give of money to help other people who need your help, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace it, and He is the best of providers. So to summarize this saying of the Prophet ﷺ, that when we help other people, Allah will help us. When we relieve their difficulty and distress, He will relieve our difficulty and distress on the Day of Judgment. If we give a person having difficulty paying his debt time or forgive his debt, Allah will forgive our faults. And if we cover the faults of another human being rather than expose him and protect him, then Allah will protect us and covers us on the Day of Judgment. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه وادعوه إنه سميع قريب مجيب الدعاء.